Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first ever virtual winter concert 2020, although today is January 12th, 2021. My name is Rita Zegas Brown, and I'm the music director here at Walnut Creek Intermediate School. I'm so excited that you can join us. Before we get further into our acknowledgments and to our concert, I would like to invite a very special guest to come and speak to you, our principal, Jason Law.
Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome everybody tonight and thank Ms. Zegas Brown for giving her students this opportunity. In a year like no other, we've needed to think outside the box, and we put together a show tonight that I hope you enjoy. To our musicians, our squires that have dedicated so much time and effort to their craft. I want to thank you guys especially for your perseverance this year. And it's nice that you'll be able to show off a little bit tonight of what you've learned and accomplished in a crazy year. So I know that you didn't tune in to see me tonight, so I'll step aside and let Ms. Zegas Brown take it from here. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Thank you, Principal Law. All right, so I would like to also thank at the beginning of the video, and there'll also be an acknowledgments. I really want to thank our Walnut Creek Education Fund for all of their support, WCEF, K-12, as well as our PTA, and of course our students. I have a pre-recorded message to you when I am done with one more introduction, which is you're going to be hearing three of our groups tonight. Our concert band made up of 7th graders, our symphonic band made up of 8th graders, and our jazz band, which is a combination of 7th and 8th graders. And I'll tell you a little bit more about each of those groups right after they perform or just before they perform. So without further ado, let's cut to my pre-recorded welcome message. Hi everyone, welcome to our concert. My name is Rita Zegas Brown, and I'm the instrumental music director at Walnut Creek Intermediate School. You're gonna be able to see tonight our very first virtual winter concert 2020. So it's been a very interesting road coming back to school in the pandemic on Zoom. And people keep asking me, how do you teach band on Zoom? And I have to tell you, it's actually kind of lonely because I'm sitting behind the computer, the students are sitting behind the computer. I ask them to do certain things, they do it, they're muted, we can't play together at the same time, and I really miss that. It's been since March since all of us could be together, playing together, making music together, and feeling the emotion of that music making and the collaboration. But I'm telling you, these students have persevered through to make sure that music stays alive in their life, in our life, and now we're bringing it to all of you. So the students received music in early October, and they practiced in different sections while we were in class. I put them in breakout rooms for sectionals. They had playing assignments. I listened to their videos. I gave them feedback. Then I gave them another section. I listened, gave them feedback until we ended up recording the whole piece. And this concert could not be put together with all the collective voices without the help of our recording engineer and audio technician, Jeremy Beckman, and company. So I also want to thank our principal, Jason Law, for allowing the budget to be put through so that we could pay for this wonderful project. There are things I just can't do, and putting together all these videos is something I couldn't do. Students submitted videos of themselves that they recorded on their cell phones, and then they all got collated and put together to be presented to what you're going to be seeing tonight. So sit back, I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much for watching our concert tonight. concert band! Nicely done. You might have seen some big kids in the video. Since we couldn't have students on the premises, I did some percussion recording, and Brittany Schenkel, who is the Las Lomas High School instrumental music director, she helped out too with some of our instrumental parts. So thank you, Brittany. Okay, so we had the chat feature was disabled at the beginning of this live stream, but if you refresh your browser, you'll be able to get onto some chat, and if you want to leave some comments, that would be great. We'll either refer to them during this broadcast, or we'll have to do it another time. So thank you so much, Concert Band. So we're going to move on now to our Symphonic Band. And our Symphonic Band is made up of 8th graders. And most of those students have been with me since they were in 6th grade and in 7th grade. And I want to thank the Symphonic Band for all of their hard work. And let's hear what they've got for you tonight. Hold on. 5.5 minutes. Didn't the Symphonic Band do an amazing job? If you just think about it, how the students are in there on their own, playing their videos, and then it's submitted, and then it's all put together. It's amazing what the students have done. I'm just gonna give it out to all the students. We have done the best we possibly can in this situation called pandemic, distant learning. I'm so impressed with our students. So we had a couple of people check in on the chat. We had the Shiva Kumar family say hi. We had the Harwitz family, hi. Tarek Hodgick, hi. Ashmi, hi. And as other messages come in, I will give a shout out to you as well. So let's keep on moving on to our jazz band, which is made up of 7th and 8th graders. And this is our only class that are in our music program that is by audition. And they're doing a beautiful job. They have, it's a very rigorous time during class with all of the drills I put them through. Again, you're gonna see some grown-up children in our video. I've got my husband, Greg Brown, playing on tenor saxophone, and my stepson, Jeff Brown, playing on bari sax. We had a couple of issues with videos and had to fill in those spots. So let's give it up for our jazz band. Woo! Jazz band out of the Doghouse. That was not an easy chart. Such a good job. Let's give a shout out to Zach Moraes on his alto sax solo and Mr. Greg Brown on the tenor sax solo. All right, so there's a couple of people that I was able to see in the chat. I just want to acknowledge for your very, very kind and supportive words. It means so much to me to have all of your support, continued support. Thank you. So Mike Shannon, thank you so much, my good friend. Oscar, the Nunez family, Sour Citrus, I don't know who you are, but thank you for your wonderful comments. Hi, Isla. Hi, Clavel family. Hello, Slavnies, and the Mohabadis, and we got the Beasley family, and thanks, Ashmi, and the Cheneys, and someone, I don't know what your name is, but it looks like AIBO or ALBO. Thank you. I'm sure there'll be other comments in the chat that's coming in now, but I won't be able to respond to them. So this kind of brings us to the end of our evening, and I'm just so thankful that you could share this. And remember, share this link with your family and your friends, and let's get the word out that WCI is still out there making music. So keep an eye out, keep tuned for our next production, which will be happening in March or April. We'll be featuring our other groups. We've got our 6th grade Squires, our cadet band, our orchestra, and of course, we'll be hearing from our jazz band, symphonic band, and concert band again. So I want to again give a shout out to our WCF and our PTA and all of the families and our students for the hard work. I'm just so grateful. So when I say my goodbyes, we'll have a bunch of credits roll up, and I look forward to hearing from you either in an email or if you want to continue making some comments while we have our credits rolling. I would really appreciate that. So thank you for spending your evening with me, and stay safe.